Hi everyone, and welcome to my live creative time today. My name's Mandy Witherby from Mandy's Papercraft Creations, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. Welcome everyone, thank you so much for joining me. If you're watching live today, thank you for being here. You'll see the red live button up in the top left hand corner, and if you see that, you'll know that you are live with me today. If you don't see that, then you are probably watching the replay. So thank you so much for watching the replay, both here on Facebook and also on my YouTube channel, because I will be uploading this to YouTube later on. So as everybody is jumping on, I will just bring this up on my iPad so that I can see all of your comments there, and we can get started. So if you are joining me on YouTube, oh, hang on a minute. Why is that not coming up? There we go. That's the one we wanted. It's doing crazy things. There we go. If you're watching on YouTube and you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please feel free to subscribe by clicking on the subscribe button that you'll see down on the bottom right hand corner. And if you click on the little bell icon while you're there, you can select all notifications so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. And so that way you'll be sure never to miss anything. So thank you so much for all of you that are already subscribed to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. Now also too, just to let everybody know, I do send out weekly emails or newsletters via email to keep everyone up to date with what's happening in the Stampin' Up! World, any specials, promotions, sales, all those sorts of things. Also my upcoming classes and some creative inspiration as well. So if you would like to keep up to date with all of that, then please feel free to subscribe to my newsletter. I will add the link to this video both on Facebook and on YouTube. I'll add that link in the description when I finish filming, so make sure that you click on that to subscribe to my newsletter, and that would be awesome. That will keep you all up to date with everything. All right, so we have a few friends jumping on now already. Fantastic. Hi Rose, how are you? How are things down south at the moment? I'm guessing it's getting pretty chilly down there. We've had it pretty chilly up here. Hey Beryl, how are you? You're from North Queensland. Lovely to have you join us. Thank you so much. It's great to have you here. So as you are jumping on, make sure that you do say hi, and if it is your first time with us, let us know where you are watching from. It's always great to have new friends join us. And yeah, so what type of crafting do you enjoy, Beryl? Let us know. Are you a card maker, a scrapbooker, or perhaps you do other types of paper craft or other craft in general? Rose said it's cold but some sunshine today and no snow. Oh, there you go, down in Tassie. Fantastic. Very good. We have actually got a little bit of an overcast day today. We had a little drizzling of rain earlier, and it's come over. It was sunny this morning, and then it's come over very dark and cloudy. And right now it's very gloomy out there, so there's no natural light coming into my room. It's pretty dark in here apart from my lamps, so all good. So how was everybody's weekend? What did you get up to? Let me know in the comments. I would love to know what you've been up to. Did you get some crafting in there? I actually have some show and tell today because we did some crafting on Saturday. So we had a very special event on Saturday for Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. Beryl said she's also a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Fantastic! And she's in a rural area in northern Queensland, and she mostly makes cards. Oh, that's awesome, Beryl. Fantastic. Did you join in the Creativity Now event on Saturday? I'm just about to talk about that. That was really fun. So as demonstrators, of course, we get lots of lurks and perks of being part of the Stampin' Up! Family. And so if you would like to come and join us and join in all of those fun things, then please get in contact with me and I can give you more details as well. But on Saturday, we had a demonstrator only event called Creativity Now, and you might have seen me post about it, and we made 5 beautiful projects using one of the new suites that's coming up in the new mini catalogue that's coming out on the 1st of July. So this is it here, the mini catalogue, and you will see that there's a lot of the holiday products in there. It used to be called the holiday catalogue, but now it's called the July to December mini catalogue. I had to remember which one it was. And there is lots of Christmas products in there, as well as seasonal products and some beautiful out of season products too. So like florals, and one of those beautiful products we were using on the weekend was the Splendid Day Suite. And that is absolutely gorgeous with beautiful metallic papers. Anyway, we had this event and we made some beautiful projects together, and it was like a little mini retreat. It went for about 4 hours in the evening, well, in the evening here in Australia, but it was global. So all the different countries were doing it in their time zones. Ours was Saturday evening, and we made 5 beautiful projects, 4 cards and a bag. So I'll share those with you again now. You may have already seen the photos, but I'll share them with you. So that was the first one, and we used some Stampin' Blends in the background to create that background. And then we used some of the dies that come in the suite and some of the stamps as well, the beautiful ribbon, and I added some pearl basic jewels there as well. And we've got the gorgeous designer series paper there too. So this is really pretty, and I love the soft seafoam color. I think it's really soft and pretty. So I think my ribbon's getting a little bit, oh no, it's okay. I thought then it was looking a little bit creased, but it's actually not. It's just how it's sitting. So isn't that beautiful? So that was the first one. Now each of the projects we could change up a little bit too if we wanted to. I added a little bit of Wink of Stella to my die cuts. Not sure if that'll show up on camera, but they're a little bit sparkly. So I added those, and I think I did my dies in slightly different positioning to how the presenter did hers. Hey Julie, how you going? Great to have you with us today. So that was the first one. And then the second one, this is my favorite one actually. This was the second one that we made. And look at that beautiful copper foil designer series paper. Isn't that beautiful? So that was the second one that we made. And again, we could change it up. So I changed mine up a little bit. The one that they were doing, they had this portion, this piece here up the other way, but I kind of feel like they look like rounded bottom pots. So every time we were using those on a project, I did mine in the opposite direction. So being a bit of a rebel and changing it up and just positioning things a little bit differently. And yeah, and I rubbed some white ink, some of our white craft ink on the background with a sponge dauber to highlight the brick pattern in the embossing folder. So isn't that beautiful? That's my favorite one. I love that one. We might even make that one day on a Facebook Live for those of you who might not be demonstrators or who may not have come to the event, because not all demonstrators came to the event because it was a choice. And yeah, so not everybody came along. Whoop. So we might make that one. This one was the third one. Hang on a minute. I've got something stuck in there. There we go. So this one I changed up. This one I did like, I wanted it to look like it was stacking pots. And so I stacked the pots there, the die cuts, and then added some leaves. And then I added one of the embellishments here. This is one of the embellishments that comes in the suite as well. We'll look more closely at these again too, probably when I share the suite a little bit later as well. Did some stamping in the background. So I love that we can do that and create our own designer series paper look. So really pretty. And I added some rhinestones to that. We did a bit of distressing in that one too. And then we did this one. So this one, we used some of the negatives of the pieces that we had die cut. So on the original, they had 4 of them. I chose to just use 2, and then I die cut, you know, the gold and rose gold glimmer, is it glimmer paper? What do they call it? Rose brushed metallic, I think it is. Rose gold, gold and rose gold brushed metallic paper, I die cut some of the leaves out of that and then put them in the pot. So we did a bit of embossing on the background here with white embossing powder. So yeah, so this one is quite a bit different to the one that they were showing, or just presenting, I should say. And then we made a bag. Now, they made the bag originally out of some of the beautiful copper foil paper, but I was really scared I was going to muck it up, and I'm glad I didn't use it because I did muck up my bag. But I instead used some of the paper from the Host stamp set paper in the annual catalogue, and then I just used items from the Splendid Day Suite to embellish, and the ribbon as well. But this actually goes really well with all of those pieces from the suite. But I did muck up my bag a little bit, and I had to rescore it because I'd scored it in the wrong spot. And so this is my little prototype, because it's got an additional score line in it that you probably can't see, but it's there. Yeah, so that is the little gift bag. So it's a cute little gusseted bag. It's a good size actually. It would fit a fair bit in it. And in fact, you know what? I'm just going to see. Oh, it would too. It would fit a whole stack of cards in there as well to give as a gift to somebody. So if you're looking for a way to package up your cards to give to somebody as a gift that they can then use the cards to give away, then you could make a little bag like this. So maybe the bag is something we could do on a Facebook Live as well. If that's something you would like to do, let me know. I'd love to create things that you like to see. So if there is anything specific that you would like to see, then please let me know. All right, let me just catch up on a few of these comments now. Let's see. What have I missed? Have I missed much? Oh, Beryl said, was the mat on card 3 done with the decal dies? No, it wasn't actually. This one here, I actually distressed the edges with a pair of paper snips. So just by running the blades of the scissors around the edge of the cardstock to distress them, which is one of the techniques that I do love, because distressing is my favorite. All different types of distressing techniques are my favorite. Because I love the vintage look, and so that's my favorite style. And so yeah, I love it. I love a bit of distressing. So as soon as they said get your paper snips out, we're going to do some distressing, I'm like, yes, this card is for me. So yeah, so there you go. Okay. Oh, you would like to see the bag, Rose. Okay, great, good. All right, we'll have to do that in a Facebook Live. Yeah, I'll have to do another practice one first, I think, because I did muck that one up a little bit. So I'll have to do another practice first before I present it to you to make sure that I show you the right way of doing it, because I don't want to muck it up for you. All right. Oh, that's great. Good. Hey, Megan, how are you? Great to have you with us today. And Tanya's here too. Hi, Tanya. Great to have you with us today too. And Deborah's here. Hi, Deborah. How you going? Deborah's saying hi to everyone, and she hopes that everyone is well. Oh, that's nice. They look like bowls, not pots. Yeah, I sort of thought they looked like a bit of a, have you ever seen those shallow rounded pots? They're sort of shallow and they're very big and flat, but they're sort of rounded. That's kind of what I had in my mind with those pots. But yeah, they could be bowls too. You could use them as bowls. Yeah. Oh, Beryl would like to see the bag as well. Okay, I need to write myself a sticky note to demonstrate that in another Facebook Live, because there's a few of you that are interested in that. Demo bag in live. I'll just write myself a quick note, otherwise I'll forget. If I don't write it down, it's gone. All right, fantastic. Well, we've got lots happening in Stampin' Up, so let me tell you a little bit about what is happening. So something exciting is happening tomorrow. We just found out about it yesterday, but tomorrow, which will be here in Australia, it'll be Tuesday the 21st of June, Stampin' Up is going to have free shipping for 1 day only. So it's just a 24-hour special, free shipping. So you can save a little bit there on your shipping, because shipping is usually $6.95 or 6%, whichever ends up being the greatest. So yeah, so you can save a little bit there on your orders. Now that is for orders that are over $65, okay? So to be eligible for the free shipping, you have to spend over $65 Australian dollars, 65 Australian dollars. Okay, and that is for Tuesday the 21st of June 2022 for 1 day only. So take advantage of that one if you can. And if you've been looking at a few things and you've been waiting, then tomorrow might be the day for you to save a little bit of extra money on that shipping and pop an order in. So keep that in mind. Now also too, we've got so many things happening. So we've got the Kits Collection BOGO sale at the moment as well. So when you purchase the kits from the Kits Collection, you pay for the first kit, and then the second kit is 50% off. Now if you are purchasing in the online store, in the customer online store and my online store, Stampin' Up will automatically deduct the 50% off from the most expensive stamp set. So, most expensive kit. So that is a great saving as well. So if you combined those two together, you're getting a kit for half price, and then you're getting both kits sent to you for free without paying any shipping. So that's a great saving if you purchase those tomorrow, Tuesday the 21st of June. So that's happening. And also, don't forget, I talked a moment ago about the new mini catalogue that's coming out, but of course that means that the old mini catalogue is about to retire. So this is the January to June mini catalogue, and this one finishes at the end of this month, which is just next week actually. It's next Thursday week is going to be the last day of this mini catalogue. And so we have the last chance sale for all of these items that are in here. So there are lots of products in here that are reduced up to 50% off. And you might have seen that I did post up, and I've emailed this as well, a whole list, and I highlighted all the ones that were 50% off to make it easier. There's a few sheets, I think there's 3 sheets. Yeah, there's 3 sheets of products on here that are retiring, and up to 50% off. So if you combine that with the free shipping, then again, you're getting, if you're choosing products that are discounted, you're getting the discount on those products. Plus, if you purchase them tomorrow on the 21st of June, you'll get free shipping on those as well. So you can combine those. You can combine all 3 if you want to. You can combine all 3 of the promotions and save yourself a whole heap of money getting the free shipping. So if you would like to do that, then that is something to keep in mind for tomorrow. Okay, now also too, just know as well that with the last chance sale, there are some products in there that will be carrying over into the new annual catalogue, or that have carried over into the new annual catalogue. Now they are, if they are bundled, so that means if they are a stamp set and die where they're bundled and you get 10% discount while they're available in the mini catalogue, if they're carrying over into the annual catalogue, 9 times out of 10 they won't be bundled anymore, and they're only going to be available as individual products, which means you're going to pay full price. So if you want to get the 10% discount, then make sure you get them before the 30th of June so that you'll get that discount on them. Now, if you want more information about any of that, you can go to my online store, and you can find that via my blog or via my Stampin' Up website. So you can go to mandyspapercraftcreations.blogspot.com, or you can go to mandywitherby.stampinup.net and then click on the shop button. That takes you through to my online store, and you can have a browse around there. Now today at the moment, and I checked just before I came live, 2 things I checked. All of the products in the last chance sale are still available except for the Pebbles embellishments. They're all gone. They're not available anymore. They're from the New Horizons suite. They're gone, but everything else, according to what I checked today, are all still available. So there's lots and lots of things there that are still available that are on special. The other thing I checked was, when you go to the online store, and you've probably seen it before, when you go there, you get the advertising or the promotional banners that come across the top. At the moment, just before I went live, I checked it. The banner for the last chance sale is not working at the moment. The link is broken. But what you can do is you can click on sales and specials. So there's a little icon at the top on the left-hand side, sales and specials under the menu. You can just click on that and you can get to the last chance page through there. And then that will come up with all of the last chance products for you, okay? So there's always a workaround. If one thing's not working, you'll find it another way around. Okay, but if you have any problems, please feel free to get in contact with me. You can either email me, text me, ring me, or you can send me a message via Messenger as well. So if you're looking for my number, it is in my bio. So check out my bio on Facebook, and you'll see my number is there as well. All right, so lots and lots of things happening. Now, one thing I wanted to also tell you, which I'm also releasing today, with the new mini catalog, we have some brand new designer series paper, and in there is all your Christmas papers as well. So I am putting together a paper share for you. So it's my July to December 2022 mini catalog paper share. Now in this paper share, I'm not including every single paper that is in the catalog because some of them are specialty papers and they're bigger bundles, and but to keep it affordable, and to keep the cost down for you, I've included the ones that are around about the same prices. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different paper packs that you will get in the paper share. So you get a quarter pack of each of those. You're going to get a total of 60 pieces of paper. Now, if you would like to have a look what's included in my paper share and you'd like all of this information, and you can read the information, and the registration form is attached if you want to complete that. I'll put the link in this, the details of this video as well, because I have opened that up today. So you can go there today. In fact, let me see if I can quickly grab that link for you, and I can pop it in the comments right now. Here we go. I've got it right here. Oh, I'm trying to do this on my iPad. Let's see how we go. Yep, that's the one. Okay, so let me just, sorry, bear with me while I do this. All right, I'll bring back up the comments and I'll pop it in here. There we go. Okay, so I've popped that down in the comments, and I'll put it in the details, in the description details as well, if you'd like to participate in that paper share. Now with the paper share, I just want you to complete the registration form. At the moment, I'm not taking any payments yet because I need to make sure that I have enough people to fill the paper share for it to run. Okay, so please don't make any payment yet. Just fill in the registration form, and I will contact you when the payment is due. Once I know that I have got enough people to run the share, then I'll contact you about payment. Okay, so just read the details, fill in the form, and then just sit tight and wait till you hear from me, okay? All right, thank you so much for that. And it's a great way of getting a sampling of all of those beautiful new papers. Okay, well, I have some other exciting news for you. All right, so anybody that is shopping with me in my online store, between now and the end of June, I have got something really special for you. I'm putting together, or I have put together, a really fantastic prize draw. Now, I don't do these very often, but I thought, you know what? It's a great time to do it. And so I have put together a prize pack. So let me show you what is in this amazing prize pack. So this prize pack, I can feel things moving around. I hope everything doesn't fall. There we go. I'll move over here a bit so you can see it. So this prize pack comprises of a double stamp set. It has a die set. It has some embellishments which have all fallen down to the bottom of the tub. It's got a selection of ribbons, and there's a meter each of the ribbons that I've popped in there, and a pack of assorted designer series paper. So there's 48 sheets of 6x6 designer series paper in there. This pack is valued at over $135 that I've put together for you. Now, when you shop with me between now and the 30th of June, for every $50 you purchase, you will get one entry into the prize draw to win this amazing pack. And then I will draw the prize winner and send this out to the prize winner. So for every $50 that you spend in my online store between now and the end of June, the 30th of June 2022, you'll get an entry into the prize draw to win this pack. Now keep in mind, I'm giving you an entry for every $50, but if you're purchasing tomorrow, Tuesday the 21st, if you spend $65, not only will you get a chance you'll get entered into this draw, but you'll also get free shipping on your order, okay? And then if you order $75 with me, not only will you get an entry in this prize draw, but you will automatically get my thank you gift of the month, which is an amazing tutorial bundle, which has 37 beautiful tutorials from demonstrators all around the world, including myself. And those tutorials are from the new annual catalog. Okay, so there you go. So keep that in mind. For each $50 you purchase between now and the 30th of June in my online store, you'll get an entry into the prize draw to win this amazing bundle, this pack that I've put together, this prize pack. Order $65, over $65 tomorrow. Hey Helen, how you going? Great to have you here. Over $65 on the 21st and you'll get free shipping, and over $75 and you'll also get my thank you gift. Now, if you are shopping with me, be sure that you enter my host code. Okay, this is my June 2022 host code, so make sure that you enter that when you're shopping in my online store, okay? And then that way I'll be able to send you that thank you gift as well if you're purchasing over $75. So there you go. So if you would like this amazing pack, then shop in my online store between now and the 30th of June. So lots happening, isn't there? Lots and lots happening. It's very exciting. So many things. Now I will remind you about that at the end as well, and share that with you again, and for anybody who might be jumping on a little bit late as well. All right, well, I think it is time to get crafting. I have been chatting. I'm just finding somewhere to put my my brochures down. There we go. Oh, you're good. That's good, Helen. I'm glad to hear that. Fantastic. All right. Well, we are going to be crafting with one of the new products from one of the new bundles, actually, and some of the new designer series paper as well from the new annual catalog. So this one is the one that released in May. So I still feel like it's new. There's lots and lots of beautiful products in here. If you don't already have the Stampin' Up! Catalogs and you would like them, please also get in contact with me, because I would be happy to send them out to you. If you're not already working with a demonstrator, I would love to look after you as your demonstrator. So please feel free to reach out to me. Let me know how I can help you. Let me know if you need a catalog, and I would love to do that for you. All right. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to tip the camera down to the desktop so we can get started. All right, let's cover up the camera. Here we go. Bear with me a moment while I get this ready for you. Just got to flip those cameras and set up my stand for you so that you can see what I am doing down on my desk. Okay, so I'll just tighten everything up. Might be a little bit squeaky for a moment while I get that all set up, and we'll get that adjusted. I think I remembered to flip my cameras. We'll find out in a minute. Did I flip them? Ah, yes, I did. Good, good. Alrighty. So I'll just adjust these lights so you can see the desktop. There we go. Okay, so the beautiful annual catalogue. Hey, Fee, how you going? Oh, you're working on your class projects while I'm crafting. Fantastic. Hoping for some inspiration today. Okay. Awesome. Well, I hope that I can help you with that. All right. So beautiful annual catalogue. Now they don't come spiral bound, of course. I always make sure to let everybody know that. I take mine to my local stationery store and have that spiral bound because it makes it easier for me. And I get a clear plastic cover put on the front and the back as well to protect my catalogue because I'm using mine all the time. I put all my tabs on there as well to help me to find things. But today we are going to be playing with the very adorable, let me just make sure that you can see this, the very adorable Elephant Parade bundle. These little elephants are just so cute. They're absolutely adorable and they come with coordinating dies. So I thought we would use those and have a little play with those today. Now, I changed my mind at the very last moment about what we were going to play with today because I already had something else in mind. And then I thought, you know what? No, I'm going to change my mind. So I have something mapped out for us, but let me just show you some of the cute samples for this stamp set and die bundle here in the catalogue. So super cute. Now remember too that when you purchase them together as a bundle, you do save 10%. Okay, so just keep that in mind that if you are purchasing these products. All right. You can also find these in the back of the catalogue as well under the bundles. So you'll find them on page 48 in the catalogue, in the annual catalogue, but you'll also find them in the back under the bundles section. So let me just find the page that they are on in the back because also too, you get some more sample projects in the back as well. There they are. They're also on page 162. All of the bundles are at the back of the catalogue as well for easy, quick reference for you as well. So yeah, you can check them out there and you've got an extra sample product there too. Project, I mean, sample project. So super cute. These dies will work with the mini also, which is fantastic. All right, so let me show you the products themselves. So here is the Elephant Parade Cling stamp set. So it's a red rubber stamp set and Amber very kindly put all my stickers on there for me today because it's brand new. I hadn't yet used it. So today is the first time I'm using it with you. So we've got some really cute, lovely little sentiments for different occasions as well. There's even a little balloon in there if you want to do birthday parties or celebrations. I just think this can be used for so many different occasions and not just for children either. Yes, definitely great for baby cards, children's cards, but I think adult cards as well. And then here we've got the dies that coordinate as well. And each of the stamped images will die cut with the dies. And then we've got some additional dies in here as well. So let me pull them out. These ones are not yet on magnetic sheets because I've only just opened them today. We've got some additional peanuts, which are super cute. We've got some little bows. We've got some grass. And then we've got the bits to die cut all of the stamped images as well. So super great. Now, the other thing we are using today, which is another new product, is the, oh, I've covered it up. Where is it? Oh, hang on a minute. There it is. I've popped that in the wrong spot. This is the Butterfly Kisses Designer Series paper. Butterfly Kisses, it's 6x6 and it is very bright and fun and colourful. And I thought, you know what, this is going to go so well with the elephants. Now I'm not using the butterfly side, of course, but I'm using some of the other florals because there's florals in here as well. And then you've got some bolder patterns and it's just really, really beautiful paper. So this is from the Butterfly, ooh, I think it's the Butterfly Kisses suite. Let me just double check. I don't have the entire suite. I only have the paper. Yes, Butterfly Kisses, 36 and 37. I'll show you the whole suite. There you go. So you can see this suite is really bright, colorful, bold patterns, bold colors, bold butterflies. The butterflies in the stamps and the dies come in all the different pieces, and you can piece them together, which is really, really fun. I don't have those yet. I only have the paper at the moment. And I don't even know if I have the, embellishments actually. I'll have to double check that. But yeah, this is a really beautiful suite as well. So we're going to be playing with the paper. I just thought that went really well with the elephants. Okay, we're also going to be using the scalloped contour dies. Okay, so these are in the annual catalogue, and we're using the stitched rectangle dies as well. And we're going to be creating a fun fold card today. So let me show you. Now I don't have my elephants out yet on my blocks, but that's okay. We'll get to that. So let me show you all of the pieces that we're going to be using for the card, and I'll give you all of the measurements so that if you would like to create this later on, you can. So if you would like to write down these measurements, you can, or you can watch the replay and take them down then. I'll also be putting this up on YouTube, so with obviously YouTube, you can fast forward, rewind. I just realized my camera is actually crooked. Hang on one sec. Let's give it a little tweak just to straighten that up a tad. Oh, I went way too far the other way, didn't I now? Goodness me. Let's see, did that make it better? There's nothing worse than seeing. That's a little bit better. Okay, good. There's nothing worse than looking at somebody filming and everything is crooked and, as I like to say, wonky badonkus. It drives me crazy, so I'm sure it drives other people crazy too. Sorry, probably just my, bit of OCD there. All right, so we are doing a fun fold card. So our card today, I haven't made it up yet. I've cut all the pieces ready to go, and I'm going to make it up with you. But our fun fold card is basically a landscape card or horizontal card, and rather than opening in the traditional way like that, I've actually folded that front piece back in half so that it's going to open that way. So we're going to end up with a little panel on the front like this. We're going to be decorating it all up, and so when that opens, it's going to be opening like that. Okay, I have made these before online, so you've probably seen me do one, or perhaps not if you're only new to following me. But I've got all the pieces here. So let me give you all of the measurements. Now this piece is a full piece of A4 cardstock cut in half lengthways, or hot dog style, as some people say. Okay, so it's cut in half lengthways, so it's 29.7 centimeters. And then I've scored and folded that in half at 14.85 centimeters. Okay. Then I've scored again at 7.25 centimeters. So basically, once you fold the card closed like that, this front panel folds back on itself, sort of like a bit like a concertina. So it's opening sort of like a concertina, or a little bit like a long Z fold. Okay, so that's how the fold works. So it's a really, really easy, fun fold to make, but it's very effective. All right, so let me give you the measurements of all the other pieces. Now, these two pieces of designer series paper are from the Butterfly Kisses paper. Super cute. We're using this beautiful floral pattern here. I thought the little elephants would look really cute with this paper. So each of these pieces, you need 2 of these, and each of these measure 7 centimeters by 10.1 centimeters. Okay, so you need 2 of those. Then I've got a piece of the designer series paper. Again, same designer series paper, but this is just a different sheet, and I'm using the Parakeet Party polka dots for the inside actually. And this one measures 14.45 centimeters by 10.1 centimeters. That's going to be for the inside. Then I've used the scalloped contour dies. And I used the second largest rectangle, the second largest scalloped rectangle. Okay, and I've cut 2 of those. I've got one in basic white and one in Calypso Coral. Okay, and then I used the, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll go from the largest, 1, 2, 3, fourth largest stitched rectangle. Okay, and I've die cut 2 of those. So I went ahead and did all that die cutting because we will die cut the elephants live, but I thought I'll go ahead and die cut all of these pieces so that we had them. Well, actually, we only need 1 of these, but I die cut a second one because this is the one I'm going to be putting my little stamped image on. And in case I decided to do any stamping directly on here, I thought I might just die cut a second one just in case I make any boo-boos. But yeah, you actually do only need 1 of these, but I have got a second one just as a backup, just in case. Okay, so we will, oh, and then I've got some ribbon as well, and I'm using the Fresh Freesia open weave ribbon. Okay, so this is really pretty ribbon. Love this ribbon. So we're using some of that. And the embellishments, I pulled out all of my embellishments. I wasn't sure which ones I was going to use yet. I haven't decided, but I've got a whole heap of different ones. All these ones might be nice too, the Glossy Dots assortment. We've got some purple in there. We've also got the brushed brass butterflies. That's what's left of that packet. I think I've got another spare packet up on the shelf actually. We've also got the, oh, actually the pastel pearls might look nice too in the fresh, I think that's, was that Fresh Freesia or was it Highland Heather? I'm not sure, but they might be nice too. And of course we've got, well, we do have these ones too. We've got the matte decorative dots, and we've got the Parakeet Party might go nicely as well because we've got the Parakeet Party. So yeah, so I've pulled out a few anyway. We've got lots of different choices, and then I've got my standards in my other case. So I've got my black matte dots. I probably won't be using black, but I've got classic matte dots. I've got my rhinestones, of course. Always have lots of rhinestones. The iridescent rhinestones, they might look nice too. Won't be using the red ones. The elegant faceted gems, the opal rounds, they would look nice too because they've got that that sort of glitter in them. And I've got some champagne rhinestones. Probably won't use those. I don't have any pearls in here actually. I think I finished off my pearls. So I've got spare packets of pearls, and I've got another container of brand new embellishments up there that I haven't opened yet. So we've got lots to choose from. For the stamping, I wasn't sure yet. I think I'm going to use basic grey, but I also pulled out my tuxedo black memento as well, just in case. But we'll be doing that, doing some stamping and then doing some colouring as well. So I think what we'll do first is we will do our stamping first so that our images can dry while we start to put together our card base. And yeah, and then we can do our colouring after that. So this is the panel that I'm going to be adhering my, I'll put a bit of grid paper under there actually to make that a bit easier. This is the piece that I'm going to be adhering all of my pieces to. So this is sort of the space that I have to work with. Now we've got all these cute little elephants, and I was deciding which ones I was going to use. I'm thinking I could use that one, and we need a sentiment as well. And I was thinking I really need some more thank you cards. So I thought I might use I'll never forget your kindness. So we could add that one perhaps there, and we could have a little flower on the trunk. This sentiment might actually need to be put elsewhere. We could have a little, so I'm working out roughly where I want to have everything first before I actually mount everything up. We could have the little mousey down here. Oh, that flower's going to fall off too. That's okay. We have the little mouse down here, and we can even have the little butterfly as well, flying up here. And I'm going to die cut some of the grass as well, and we'll have that too. And we've got these little leaves as well. I'm not sure if I could fit them on somehow, so we might, yeah, we might do that. Actually, I like the little sitting down elephant. I like all of them. They're so cute. It's hard to choose. Although I like this one. He's walking towards the little mouse. I think that's, yeah, I think that will work. I think that's how we're going to do it. So this is the only part I hadn't worked out yet, was the actual stamping. So I think that's kind of how my scene will kind of go. He'll be carrying a flower over to the little mousey. We'll have a butterfly up there and with sentiment, and I'm not sure if we'll fit the leaves on, but we'll see how we go. And we'll colour them as we go. All right, so I do have some scrap basic white cardstock here to do some stamping. And I actually got some extra scraps as well from when I was preparing all the other pieces. So we'll use up all of those because, you know, that's why we keep our scraps, right? Is to use them up. Let me grab some blocks to put all of our stamps onto. All right, so we'll put the elephant onto that one, and then we'll get some, whoops, oh, sorry for the noise. I'll get a long one there for my sentiment. Okay. And then I'll get some smaller blocks. Now, I've got lots of blocks, of course, because I do classes. And so if you don't have as many blocks as I do, which probably most of you wouldn't have, but that's okay. You just interchange your blocks that you do have as you use them, as you need to. Okay, and then we'll get one more block for the leaves. All right, we'll pop that one away. There we go. Okay, so we've got all of our little bits and bobs. Okay, so I'm going to put this piece to the side now because I've worked out how many pieces I'm going to fit, or how many stamped images I'm going to fit on here. Hey Wendy, how you going? Just saying a quick hello. No worries. We'll check back later to see what you create. Expecting a team member to sort out an order soon. Oh, okay. No worries, Wendy. All good. Julie said, not sure if it would be too busy. Perhaps you could stamp some leaves as a background. Oh, that's a good idea too. Yeah, that's an awesome idea. Megan said, or buy lots of kits and then you end up with heaps of D blocks. Yes, that's also a great idea too, Megan, because in all of our kits, in our kits collection that are stamping kits, you get the free D size blocks as well. So which are this size, but they're not as thick. The ones that come in the kits aren't as thick as these ones. These are the ergonomic blocks that you can purchase from the annual catalogue. But yes, you get D size blocks this size for in all of the kits. So yeah, I like that idea. Just buy lots of kits and get free blocks and lots of ink pads too, because you get in those stamping kits, you get free ink pads in there as well. All right, well, I'm going to do, let's see, am I going to fit him on there? No, he's not going to fit, but little mousey will fit. I'm going to stamp a few of the images here on the scrap. Very cute. And let's do, I'll do a couple of butterflies actually. Let's do 3 butterflies, and we want a little flower as well. So using up my scrap, as you can see. Okay, we'll set that one aside to dry. Actually, did I just stamp that a little bit too heavy? Oh, yeah, that's better. Okay, so I'm going to set these ones aside to dry, and I'll bring in the larger piece here to stamp the elephant. There we go. Oh, so cute. Look at that. I'm going to stamp another one as well. So I've got a spare just in case. Just in case. Okay. And with the leaves, oh yeah. So I wonder if we could stamp those leaves. I wonder what they would look like if I stamped them directly onto here. I think I don't want to stamp the leaves in. I'll stamp some leaves and then we can decide if we're going to use them or not. I've got a scrap here, so let's use up that scrap. Or not. Oh no, that's okay. It only got ink just on the edges. I can still use that. All good. And I just might stamp an extra lot of leaves. Let's just stamp a whole heap of them. We can die cut them and use them later anyway. Okay, so we're deciding about what we're going to do with the leaves. All right, I'm going to give all of these stamps a clean, so they're all ready to go. So I'll just stamp off the excess ink first. Now with the sentiment, I'm thinking I might put the card together first and then we'll decide about the sentiment, because I might even do some embossing. I do have my heat tool right beside me today. So we might even do a little bit of embossing for the sentiment, because we might do that on some colour. So let's pop that up there to dry. All right, let's give all these a clean. Always a good idea to clean your stamps straight away, as I always say, because you want to make sure that you look after your stamps. I just better check that one too. Yep. And I always like to test them on scrap paper. Make sure I got all that ink off them. I'm using the Simply Chamois to clean my stamps. You can find this in the annual catalogue. I just keep it in one of the clear stamp cases, sorry, the stamp cases. And you can purchase these in a pack of 4 as well in the annual catalogue. Or you can just keep your chamois in a plastic container, or even in a Ziploc bag if you wanted to as well. But yeah, they are a great cleaning tool and I love my chamois. They do get stained up. As you see, mine is on this side. I'm keeping the other side a bit nicer. It just looks a bit funny because I've just pressed, some of the ink is coming through to the other side. But yeah, when it gets too yucky on one side, then I flip it over. And then I just give it a rinse every few days or each week, depending on how often you're using it. And that'll keep it in good condition. All right, so while all of that is drying, let's put together the layers of our card. We might start with the inside actually, because I think that's going to be the best way to get started. So I'm just going to add some multi-purpose liquid glue to this piece here, which is the inside. Now, if you missed all the measurements, I gave all the measurements at the beginning. So feel free to go back and watch the replay. Okay, who's crafting along with me? Is anyone crafting along with me today? I know Fee is. Fee said she was crafting along. Anybody else crafting along? Or are you all just watching today? All right, so we're going to pop that one on the inside. Now we've got a nice little 2mm border, which I think is just nice to just show a bit of that fresh freesia in the background. There we go. Okay, and then Megan is making an Under the Sea shaker card for a swap. Wow, that sounds awesome. Lovely. All right, now these two pieces here, I'm going to open the card up and we're going to pop each of these down here. Okay. So we'll just put a little bit of glue. And I love using the multi-purpose liquid glue. I never used to really like this glue because it is quite a sticky glue, to be honest, it is. And it dries tacky as well because it is a repositional glue. So you can use it as a permanent glue or you can use it as a repositionable glue when you let it dry. And it can get a little bit sticky on your fingers. So, but I love that. It gives me that wiggle time. Gives me that little bit of time just to line everything up and move it around if I need to. So I love that about it and I'm using it more and more now. And you know what? When my fingers get sticky, I just have my baby wipes nearby all the time now and I just wipe my hands when they get a bit too sticky. So that overcomes that problem very easily. Or you might like to have a reusable cloth. a dishcloth or a Chucks or face washer or something like that you can just use just for washing your hands when you need to. So we're going to pop this one down as well. Again, we've got that 2mm border. Okay, there we go. Right. What did I use before the Tombow? I was a tear and tape girl, Megan. And then they brought in, oh, and I used to use Snail when we had Snail. And then when they changed over to Stamp & Seal, then I would use Stamp & Seal. And this is my next favorite, the Stamp & Seal. But I'm finding I'm tending to use the glue more now than I'm using the seal. But yes, they were, and I still do use those other adhesives at times. It just depends on what I'm adhering. All right, so there we go. So that's the beginning part of our card, okay? So looking super cute already with those pops of color. Now the next thing we're going to do is, well actually, we might, oh, Snail didn't work in Queensland because it was too humid. The seal works better. That's good to know. Oh, good. That's good. Yes, I did hear that there was a few issues with the Snail with the humidity. So that's great now that you've got the seal and that works for you. That's awesome. All right, so we can now adhere our little piece in the center. This is the piece that we're going to write on, and you might like to stamp a sentiment on there. I usually don't stamp my sentiments until I know who I'm giving it to. That's my sentiments for the inside, I should say, and what the occasion is actually for, more so who it's for, because it depends on how much I want to write. So I'm just going to adhere this in now. Now this is where I will use my seal, because I'm using basic white cardstock, and I'm using that as an insert. Sometimes I find that the multi-purpose liquid glue, if you haven't smushed it down really well, you can actually see it a little bit through the cardstock. So I do like to use either tear and tape or seal on my inserts inside my cards. All right, so I'm just going to line this up and pop that there like so. And then I will stamp, if I decide to stamp something there, I'll stamp it before I send it out. Otherwise, I might decide to just write. I might not stamp anything on the inside. I might just write. All right, so now when you close up the card, you can see that you can still see that piece in there. So what we're going to do is we are going to pop another one exactly the same, but just in a different color. This one is Calypso Coral. And we're going to pop this one on the front. Now we only want to adhere it where it's going to be sitting on this panel here where the designer series paper is. And we want to line it up so that it is exactly lined up with that one underneath, so that when your recipient receives their card, where you've written on there, they're not going to see that until they actually open up the card, okay? Because we wouldn't want to have it over there like that and then have them see part of the writing before they even open the card. Like that would look messy. So we're going to pop it down here. Now I'm going to adhere this flat, okay, because I want to make sure that I've still got enough, I don't want to make it too bulky before I add the little animals, because I might decide to put the animals up onto dimensionals. So what I'm going to do, so that I know exactly where I'm going to be putting my adhesive, I'm going to line this up with the scalloped piece underneath. I'm going to line up this piece, and then now that shows me exactly where I need to add my adhesive, where that's still going to be attached to the card front. Whoops, oh, lost the end. It's like losing the end on your sticky tape. Oh, hang on, I'll take that off and just get that little end piece. I lost the end again. There we go, got it. Okay, so now I'm going to line that back up again. Line that back up, make sure I've got that nice and straight. There we go. And then when you open up that panel, you shouldn't see any adhesive here. Okay, if you had that lined up well when you applied your adhesive. So then we'll give that a nice firm press. Okay, now what we're going to do, so you can see that they line up beautifully over the top of one another. So when you open your card, you've got a panel and a panel like that. Okay. Now this piece here is going to be adhered to the center there, and as I said, I use the Stitch rectangle dies to die cut this one, and that fits almost perfectly inside of those stitch lines of the, well, it does fit perfectly actually, inside the stitch lines of the scalloped piece, the scallop frame. And this is the one that we're going to make our little scene on. Now, I'm just deciding, will I attach this right now or will I make my scene first? I think I'm going to attach it now, and then I'll create my scene with all of my added little pieces. Oh, the only thing was, yeah, as to whether or not I was going to stamp those leaves straight onto there. I'm worried. I don't think I will do that because I don't want to mess up that before I get the elephants and everything on. So I think I'm just going to adhere that down now, and then, yeah, and then we'll see where we go if we end up adding those little leaves or not. Oh, getting in a sticky situation here. Here we go. There we go. Okay. The Stampin' Seal is very sticky. It's a very strong adhesive. The Seal Plus is even more, even stronger, even more sticky. And so if you're doing 3D projects or making bags or boxes or things like that, the Stampin' Seal Plus is a great one to use, or you can use the tear and tape. All right, so there we go. So there we've got our cute little panel on the front. Okay, so now we are ready to, we'll pop this one to the side, and oh, we've got to do our ribbon. Let's do our ribbon, and then we'll pop this piece to the side, and we're going to do all of our coloring and then make up our little scene. So I'm using some of this ribbon. I'm just going to wrap it around here, and I love that this ribbon is so sheer that you can still see the design of the Designer Series paper, because I didn't want to cover that up completely because it's just too pretty, but I did want to add some ribbon, and I thought, oh well, this is great because you can see through it and still see that pretty paper. Now the trick is to tie a bow. It's always hard to do this when you're filming. Never goes right the first time. Well, rarely anyway. Oh, but in saying that, I might have got it right the first go today. That would be amazing if I did. But I think I did. I think I did it. Let's grab my snips. Oh, no, that way. Which way do I want my ribbon? That way. Yeah. That way and that way. No, that one I did the wrong way. Oh, I always do that. I always do one of them the wrong way. Actually, that looks okay. I'm going to leave it like that. There we go. So we've got our ribbon there. Now the ribbon is a little bit slippery there on the end. So what I'm going to do is I will pop a little glue dot underneath the bow, but I'm going to wait to do that until I make my scene on my card, because I might decide that I want that bow up a little bit higher, okay? Because it's right on the edge there. I don't want to put any glue dots under here because this is a sheer ribbon. The glue dot will, one, be seen through the sheer ribbon, but two, it will still feel a bit sticky through there. We don't want that sticking down onto that piece there. All right, so the best thing to do is to put a glue dot under your bow, but I'll do that when I've made sure that I have it exactly where I want it. I really am, that's going to bother me. I'm going to have to fix that. I'm going to have to fix my ribbon. I'm going to go this way. But then that's going to look wrong. Is that going to look wrong? No. Hang on. No, that is right. Okay. There we go. Okay. Good. Now the ends are both in the right angle. Same angle. Okay. Oh, there There we go. Who else is fussy with their ribbon, with their ends on their ribbons? Oh, I think sometimes I'm too fussy. But, you know, if it's going to bother you, then you need to fix it. Okay, cool. All right. There we go. So that's the basis of our card. And then you can decorate it up however you like. So really easy to put that card together, and it looks so effective and so beautiful. All right, so let's bring in our all our little stamped designs. Okay, we've got leaves, we've got elephants, we've got butterflies, we've got mice. Now, when you're coloring these, obviously the elephant is going to be grey. Unless you're doing there's one type of elephant that's brownish, and I can't remember whether it's an African one or an Asian elephant. Might be the Asian elephants that are brown and the African elephants that are grey. I can't remember, but anyway, I've pulled out grey granite light and dark and smoky slate light and dark. I hadn't yet decided which one I was going to use, but I do have out my Stampin' Blends marker sample sheet, so that I've got all of my colors here. So I'm thinking the smoky slate will be the one to go with. I think that one's going to look better. And I want to make sure that the other colors that I'm using for the other stamped images are going to also coordinate with the paper and not clash. So I'm going to be careful about which colors I use for coloring the little images as well. So it's great to have, if you have a sample sheet, then they are great. If you don't have a sample sheet and you would like one, let me know. I actually have downloaded that from another demonstrator who shares them on her blog. And you can get them. It's dianebarnes.blogspot.com, and she has a free download there. So thank you so much, Diane, for your free download. She does these every year when we get a new annual catalogue, and she shares those for free, which is very, very gracious of her. So Di Barnes, so if you're looking for her, it's Diane with one N, Barnes, BARNES.blogspot.com. So go there and you'll be able to download the blends marker sheet as well. I print mine on thick basic white, so that when you're doing your colouring and blending, it doesn't bleed through too much onto the back. Okay, so that's where I got that from. All right, let's start with our little cute elephant. So that's the grey granite. Let's put that one aside. We are going to start with light smoky slate. Now let's see. Oh, I think they both printed out, stamped out pretty well, so it doesn't really matter which one I start with. But I'm going to do, let's see, what have I got in my hand? This is the dark. Oh, I think the inside of the ears might be a little bit lighter too, mightn't they? So I'm going to do a little bit of dark down here on his belly and on his chest, and we're going to blend this in. Now, if you don't want to do any blending with the dark and the light, you don't have to. You could simply just use the light, and that would be fine. I'm just going to go over the little lines on his nose, and let's do his little eyebrow as well, and his little smile there. There we go. Yes, I just thought of that. It was when I went to colour it, Megan, I thought, oh, hang on a minute, I've got to put pink inside his ear. So thank you for that. Yes. All right, so I like to use a circular motion when I colour with my blends. And what about their little nails? Their little nails, actually, let me just use the bullet tip on his little legs. I'm going to leave his nails white because I think elephants' nails are fairly light in colour. So I'm going to leave them white. There we go. Can you all see that okay? And I'll change over to my brush. I actually think I'm going to need to get a new smoky slate set soon, because I think this light one is starting to run out a little bit. Haven't used it for a while, but yeah, it's getting a little bit faint. Actually, you know what? I need to put my glasses on too because I can feel that straining my eyes. There you go. So we're going to, where I've put down that darker colour, we're going to just blend that a little bit so that we don't have any harsh lines, but we have that nice blended colour. Actually, now I'm thinking the grey granite might have been a better colour because this is coming out quite a bit darker than I expected actually. It's not helping that my marker is running out too because I'm having to press a little bit harder. Being careful around the eye. We don't want to get the grey inside the eye. Might switch over to the bullet tip. I'm going to blend this section here where we've got the darker colour. I'm going to blend that up into the lighter colour and up into his trunk. So just go around the edge of his ear here, and then the inside part will do pink. Still got a little bit, I didn't blend this. I think what happened was this bit here, I might have to colour the other one. This bit here was drying a little bit before I got to it. Now the thing is with the blends, the more colour you lay down, the darker it's going to get. So this little elephant's going to end up quite dark because I keep laying down more and more colour over the top. My bullet tip is actually working better than my brush tip did, so the ink must be down this end more. But I think this is going to be a little bit too dark. I think I'm going to have to do the other one. We'll see. There we go. And I think I need a little bit of dark on his tail so that stands out because otherwise it's going to get lost in there. Okay, so we'll get some pink for inside the ear. Now let's see, what have we got? Light Flirty Flamingo is the lightest pink that we have in our Stampin' Blends. So let me see, Light Flirty Flamingo. So we'll do that inside the ear. And come back in, whoop, make sure I've got the light, yep. There we go. Oh, so cute. All right, I think I want to do one in the other color now and just see. I might start with the ear. And I want to see what it looks like in the lighter color this time. So cute. How cute is this little elephant? Adorable. Oh, Amber just said, I just saw Amber's comment. You could use grey granite on the other elephant. I like the grey granite on the hippos. Oh yeah, that's true. The grey granite did look good on the hippos. All right, let's try this again. So this is dark grey granite. I'm going to do that on the legs that are sort of behind. We'll do a little bit on the tummy. We'll do the tail. And up on the chest a little bit. Lower part of the legs. Around the back of the head. I'll add the rest. I'll do the head separately, I think. All right, let's see. Is this great? Let me just double check I picked up the right one. Yes, light grey granite. Okay. Oh yes, I think I do like this one better already. It's a little bit, the grey granite is more of a browny undertone grey, and it is a little bit lighter than the smoky slate in the Stampin' Blends. So I think I do like this one better already. Let's go around that eye very carefully. There we go. Yep, okay. Before we get up to, hey Glenda, how you going? That's okay. It's great to have you here. It doesn't matter if you're a little bit late. Oh, good. All right. So I'm just doing some colouring, Glenda, on our cute little elephants. Changing up the colour. I just felt that the smoky slate looked a little bit dark. So we've changed it up to grey granite. And I think I'm liking the colouring on this one much better. There we go. Now, of course, the blends, they do lighten up on drying as well. So if they look a little bit dark to begin with, don't panic too much because they do lighten up. I'll just go over this a little bit more. Even him up a bit. There we go. Yes, I do like this one better. I like the colouring in that one. So cute. Really cute. Okay, good. We'll set him aside to dry, and now we've got to do the little mouse. Now, I think the little mouse, should he also be grey or should he be a little bit browny? I'm thinking he should be a little bit more browny toned. So let's have a look. What have we got? Maybe crumb cake. Crumb cake might be nice. Or maybe even some ivory and bronze. I think crumb cake. I think crumb cake will be good because that's a nice neutral sort of colour. Let me just grab my crumb cake. I'm just reaching over here. And we're going to use that same pink inside the little mouse ears as well. Little cutie. Look at him. He's so cute. Mind you, I don't like mice in real life, I have to say. Oh, now hang on. Is his tummy, which is darker? His tummy is lighter, right? Usually their tummies would be lighter. That's right, isn't it? Tummies would be lighter and his body would be darker. I'll just second guess myself then. I nearly was going to do it the other way around. There we go. So little tummy. And let's do the rest of his body. Just very light touch with the Stampin' Blends around that ear, around the edges of that ear, because it's such a small little section. In fact, this is a really tiny one to colour. It's got a lot of little detail, like his little face. So I'm basically just doing little dabs, and the little narrow arms, just little tiny dabs along there, and his little legs too. Just dab, dab, dab. Very, very light touch, because those blends do absorb into that cardstock, so they're kind of going to bleed into that cardstock, and the colour is going to spread out. So just very, very gentle there. There we go. Cute. Oh yeah, I like him. That's cute. Okay. All right, and now the butterfly. So the colours that we've got in here are the Fresh Freesia, and we've got some yellow in there, but that's actually crushed curry. But I think Daffodil Delight on the butterfly might look nice with some, let's see. What colours do you think on the butterfly? Maybe everyone can help me. I'm thinking maybe some yellows. Deborah said, oh, hi, Deborah. I didn't realize you're on here. How are you? Deborah said, elephants' nails are multicolors so they can hide in the Smarties packet. I got to think about that one. I'm not quite sure what you're meaning. Elephants' nails are multicolored so they can hide in the Smarties packets. Do you think Smarties look like elephants' nails? Is that, I don't know, is that something from childhood that I've forgotten? I don't know. Oh, Glenda says she loves these little cuties and hers are on the way. Oh, Julie suggested So Saffron for the, have you ever found an elephant in a Smarties packet? No, I've never found an elephant in a Smarties packet, Deborah. Okay, there's got to be a tagline here, I'm thinking. All right, so let's compare the colors. If I have a look here on my, oh, actually, I just got new So Saffron blends, so I probably should check them from here. The So Saffron on here is very light. The Daffodil Delight is a lot brighter. I think maybe the light Daffodil Delight. Let's do a test. Let's do a comparison test. Hang on, let me find, I've got some scrap here. Have you ever found an elephant in a Smarties pack? See, it works. Haha. Oh, you got me thinking, Deborah. All right, so this is light Daffodil Delight. Oh, my tip is getting a little bit shaggy on this one. I've used this one a lot. So that's my bullet tip. I'm actually probably going to be using the bullet tip to color the butterfly anyway because it's so tiny. Let's try the dark So Saffron. Oh, dark So Saffron is actually a good color. I think the light would be too light. Oh, it's not too bad too. Okay, so we'll go with Julie's suggestion. We'll use some So Saffron on the butterfly. What else? What other color am I going to use on the butterfly? So Saffron. Hey Martha, how you going? Great to have you with us today. So how about some of the purple? How about some of the Fresh Freesia or Highland Heather, or what have we got? Let's have a look. What have we got? We have got Highland Heather and we've got Fresh Freesia in Stampin' Blends. What about we go Fresh Freesia? Is that, yep, that's Fresh Freesia because that's in the DSP. So let's have a look. All right, so let's go light. That's the light Fresh Freesia. And we've got the dark Fresh Freesia. And do we need another color? So we don't have much, well, it's going to be going on to Calypso Coral. What about a green? What about some granny? What have we got? Oh, we've got Parakeet actually. What about light Parakeet Party? Because light Parakeet Party is in the, yeah, all right, let's do that. So the butterfly, let's give it some, if we do yellow in the, oh wait, I need my eyes, need my glasses. This is a very tiny piece to color. So again, just dabbing with my brush, my bullet tip onto the butterfly. There we go. Let's do a couple of them. We'll just do them all the same. That makes it easier. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. And now we'll use, which one did I have? The light. I think I did. Oh, I had the light and the dark Fresh Freesia, didn't I? Let's use the Parakeet Party for the body. And we can do these dots here as well in the Parakeet Party. And then we can do light and dark in the Fresh Freesia. I think we'll have the larger circles in the light. and then we'll use the dark for that bottom one. We're going to need to do a dot of that. Boop, boop. There we go. Oh, there we go. Cute. All right, and now we've got to do our little, whoops, our little flower. We need to colour our little flower. So let's use the parakeet again for the stem. I was going to use this one up here, wasn't I? For the stem. And our elephant is going to be holding the flower. So let's have a look at our elephant. It's going to be holding the flower. What colour? Should we have it in the fresh freesia? Fresh freesia. I'm thinking maybe the dark. Maybe the dark. Let's just do it all one colour just to make it easy. There we go. Okay. So there's all our coloured bits and pieces. Look at all these colours. Don't they look nice together? So pretty. Pretty, pretty colours. Okay. So now we can die cut all of these. The leaves I'm still not sure about. Actually, I'll get the, let's do a couple of these leaves just to see. I'll do this one as a test. This is the one that I dropped in the ink. Is this my dark? Yes, this is my dark. So let's just we'll just do a little bit of that, just highlighting the veins, and just do a little bit down the center. Now when you're coloring with Stampin' Blends, you don't need to be super neat and tidy with them because they blend out beautifully. Okay, let's try this. So just go over all of that with our light. And where we put down that dark in the center and over the veins, we're just going to blend that out a little bit so we don't have any harsh lines, but we've still got that little bit of shading there in the center. There we go. All right, we'll just do one of those and we'll see how that sort of looks on the card. We'll die cut one of those and we'll see where we can maybe find to put that. Okay, all right, I'm going to bring in my mini now, my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine to die cut all of those. But what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to roughly cut out my little elephant from here, just to save all of those other images, because my plates are a little bit cut up, and if I run all of that through, it's going to mark the rest of those, and I don't want to do that. Okay, so we'll do the same with these. We've got our little flower. Okay, and we'll keep that little scrap. We might have to do some more testing. Oh no, we've got the other scrap. We don't need to keep that one. All right, so let's bring in my little mini. Now you notice that when I was coloring, I did have grid paper underneath me, and I forgot to say that for any of you that may be new to using Stampin' Blends and don't know, they do bleed through the cardstock, as you can see here. That is because they are alcohol based, and so that is part of the absorption. So it's best to have some sort of scrap paper or grid paper or something like that underneath your piece that you're coloring to protect your work surface. All right, so I'm using my Stampin' Cut and my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I'm going to use my base plate, which needs a good clean. It's filthy. The other side, I've just got it flipped over at the moment, because it's a good idea to flip your plates so that they don't warp as quickly. I'll use that one. Let's see how many we can fit on here at a time. So I've got my dies here. Which one is this one? This one here. I'm going to use a little bit of washi tape to hold my dies in place. Now when you're placing your dies, don't put them too close to the edge, because if you put them too close to the edge, it makes it really hard for your machine to feed it through, and that puts a lot of pressure on it. So just have them in from the edge a little bit. I'm going to use a little bit of washi tape to hold that die down. And we've got our little mousey, cute little happy mouse. Let's put our little, I have a friend actually who is absolutely petrified of mice. And if she ever sees a mouse, she just completely loses it. She can't even look at pictures of them. So she will not be getting this card because she would not like this card because it has a mouse on it. So I won't be sending this to my friend. All right. So we've got our little mousey, and let's see. Oh, we've got 2 butterfly dies. That's good. So we can do 2 butterflies at a time, which is awesome. So let's do that. I'll cut the extra little one off the side here. Whoop. And we'll put our little dies on there. Now these ones are quite tiny and a little bit fiddly, so if you have trouble with them, you can always use either your take your pick tool with the putty end to help you position everything, or you might like to use a pair of tweezers or something like that if you struggle with dexterity in your hands, especially if you've got like arthritis or something like that. These ones could be a little bit fiddly. So just hold that there. There we go. Good. And we've got one for the flower. I think we'll get all of these die cut in one go, which will be awesome. There's our little flower. Let's get some more washi. Oh, I'm running out. I'm going to need to get some more washi off my roll in a minute. When I'm using my washi tape for the die cutting, I use it and use it and use it until it just loses its sticky or completely falls apart. And then that way, I'm not wasting it. All right, so there we go. So we've got all of those on the plate. So we'll put our top plate on, and it's a good idea to stagger your plates back a little bit as well. Don't have them completely lined up at the edge because it does make it hard for your machine to grab them, to go through. So just stagger them a little bit and then they go through. There we go. Okay, let's see. Oops. There's our little flower, and there's our cute little mousy friend, our little butterflies, and our cute little elephant. Look at that. So we did need to do, now because these are so tiny, make sure you put them back on your die sheet straight away. I did have one more little butterfly to die cut actually, and there's some grass and a little bow, so I thought I might die cut those as well. Let's see. I'm just going to pop these back on the sheet for the moment. Reuse that washi tape. Put these back on here so that we don't lose them. Got one more butterfly die there. I'm going to use that one again. And we'll see if we can salvage some of this washi tape to reuse for our other dies. Some of it's losing its stick now because I've used it over and over. Yep. Okay. That can go in there and that can go in there. Oh, we've got our leaves to do as well, haven't we? Okay, let's do another pass through. So let's do the leaves, our extra butterfly, and then I want to do some of the grass and a little bow as well. I was thinking maybe I might put a bow. I don't know, I might do the bow. What colour bow would I have in the little elephants? Because the elephant's going to be holding a purple flower. So what colour bow would I put in the elephant's hair? I could put it on its ear, or I could put it in its hair, or maybe I just won't. Maybe I won't put a bow on this one. I think maybe I won't. Maybe I won't put a bow. I'll save the bow for another card. But I would like to add some of the grass though. So here we go. So let's add our little butterfly die. Stick that one over there, and one of the sets of leaves. Let's see, I'm just wondering how many sets of these leaf dies do we have? We just have one, okay. There's also cute little peanuts as well that are in this die set as well, which is really cute. I'm just looking for my, here it is, my Parakeet Party cardstock. Oh, I don't have any cut yet. Okay, I'm going to cut some of this. Hang on a sec. I'm going to move some things. All right, we'll cut a piece of this so that we can use some of this to cut some of the grass. It's going to be very bright grass. Okay. So let's see, we can get two out of that. Just snip that. I'll get 2 lots of grass out of that, and we'll see how that's going to look. Alrighty, here we go. Oh, that was a bit harder to crank through this time. Okay, there's our grass. Oh, that's really cute. And there's our third little butterfly. There we go. Okay. All right, so in terms of the grass, I'm just going to cut 2 more because I think we're going to need more than just 2. Whoops. Oh, and our leaves as well. So many cute little die cuts in this set. You could really go crazy and do so many cute little scenes with this. There we go. All right. Now the leaves I'm still not sure about as to how many of those we'll need, but I'll just go with what we've got there for the moment because otherwise we're going to be here all night, and I'm sure that all of you will be wanting your dinner soon. Okay. Oh, I didn't put these dies back on the die sheet. I better do that before I lose them. Let's put the leaves up here, and I can see this is one set of dies that I am definitely going to need to be putting onto some magnetic sheets because I think I'm going to be using these ones a fair bit. All right, so here we go. So let's see now. Now we've got to do our sentiment at some stage too. So let's have a look at how our grass could look along here. Could have some grass on this side. Do we want grass all the way across is the question, or do we just want it part of the way or just in the center? So I've got four bits of grass there. 4 pieces, and we're just going to compile our little scene here and work that out as we go. So if we have our grass sort of somewhere there like that, and then our elephant could be up on, dimensionals, or it could be behind the grass. A little mousey can be on the grass. We've got some leaves. Oh, they do look cute up there actually. And then he's going to be holding the flower, which I could glue that to his trunk. And then we've got the butterflies like that. And then that doesn't really leave room for the sentiment, does it? So maybe the sentiment is just going to be on the inside and we'll just have the scene on the outside. Amber said you can't possibly have 4 pieces of grass. I know, right? I'm thinking I need one more so that I have 5, because I know that was going to annoy me too. I was looking at that thinking, ugh, can't have. All right, I'm just going to run this extra one through my big machine, which I've got out right beside me. Can't possibly have an even number. There we go. Okay. So I've got my die cutting trolley out beside me today because I knew I was going to be needing that. Ah, yeah, there we go. 5 will be better. They will fit across the front of that now. That's actually the perfect amount. Awesome. Oh, it's looking good. Super cute. Oh, everyone's liking it. Awesome. Oh, that's good. All right. Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with putting the grass down first. So let's see, are they going to reach all the way across if I lay them side by side? And I want to put them just above that stitched detail because I don't want to cover up the stitching there. Or am I going to need to space them out just a little bit? Oh, almost. So if I just move them over a tad. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue them along the bottom. I'm not going to glue the, actually, yeah, I think I'm going to put him over the grass. Because if you think about it, oh, do you know what? My iPad is about to die. Hang on one sec. I've got to plug that in. Otherwise, I won't be able to see all of your comments. So this is actually, I'm enjoying this card. I have to say, it's super cute. It's funny because I never used to do a lot of cutesy cards because vintage, as I said at the beginning, vintage is really my preferred style. But the more I have done cutesy sort of cards, the more I've come to love them. And yeah, I'm loving this one. I think this is going to be really cute. Okay. So I'm just going to run a little bit of glue, whoa, not too much, along the bottom of each of these pieces. And I'm going to start this in just from the edge. There we go. And I'm just going to overlap them ever so slightly so that we don't see any white bits along there. There we go. But I'm not going to adhere down all the blades. I'm going to leave them. In fact, what I could have done is I could have shaped them a little bit too to make them stand up a bit. I probably still could do that. Just tease them up a little bit very carefully. Give them a little bit of dimension. Oops, oh, I didn't stick that one straight. Ah, that's okay though, because I used multi-purpose liquid glue, so it gave me that wiggle time. I was able to fix it up. I think with the leaves, I am going to put them there, and I think I'm going to put them on dimensionals. There we go. Oh, cute. Good, look at that, awesome. All right. Let me get my dimensionals. Here we go. These are going to go up on dimensionals. I'm going to pop them in that corner. I've already decided. I already like them there. So I'll pop those up here in the corner there. Like that. We better get our little elephant on here because he's our little hero of the project. So let's pop him up on some dimensionals, him or her. Okay, take a pick tool, that's what I'm looking for. I like to use my Take Your Pick tool to pick up my dimensionals. I find it so much easier. There we go. Can we fit one more here? Oh, yep. There we go. I won't remove the backings yet because I want to be sure of where I'm going to put him first. Oh, I do need to glue actually, I'll do that first. I need to glue the flower onto the trunk. So I'll do that now before we adhere him down. I love the colours in this. I just think this paper is full of so many bright, beautiful colours. And it's just really fun. There we go. You hold on to that little flower, little elephant, your little cutie. There you go. Cute. All right, I'm going to use some minis for on the back of the little mouse because little mousie's only tiny. Oh, you only took 2. And then let's do some dimensionals on the butterflies as well, of course. And we'll compile our little scene. There we go. Alrighty. What I might do is is that going to sit better if I open it up? I might open it up flat there like that to make it a little bit easier to work with. So it keeps on wanting to try and pop up. All right, so if we have that there and our little mousey over here, let's have him in a little bit closer. And our little mousey here, and then our butterflies up here. How would that be? Like that. I think that will be really cute. Yep. Okay. I'm doing it. I'm going to take off these backings and we're going to adhere this little guy. So I'm not going to put it all the way to the bottom because I want it to look like he's actually walking through the grass. So let's put it about there, like that. And then little mousey. Now little mousey, interestingly, because I'm sitting it on top of this cardstock, which is sitting up a little bit, and I've got this, mounting foam under there. He's wanting to sit up a little bit too high, I think, above that. He's not going to be even. I might need to even take that one off. Hang on, let's see. I'll take it off and see. I can always put one back on if I need to. I'll just remove that one for a minute. I just want to see how he's going to sit if I... Oh, that might be better. Yeah, I think I'm just going to glue his feet onto the grass, and I've just got a dimensional just behind his head because he was just sitting up a little bit unevenly. I'll just put a bit of glue here. There we go. And yeah, cute. That's better. And we'll just hold that down for a minute for his little feet to just adhere to the glue. Glue to the grass. And let's do our little butterflies. There we go. Oh, how cute is that? So super cute. And we've got our bow. I actually quite like the bow where it is because we've got the leaves up there. So I think I'm ready to put my glue dot under that bow now so that that'll stay put and it's not going to move anywhere. So let's do that now too. I'll just grab that with my Take Your Pick tool. I'm going to just slip that underneath that bow there. And that will hold the ribbon in place so that it's not going to go anywhere. There we go. Good. And now we've got to decide about some bling if we're going to, what sort of bling we're going to use. That's super cute. Yes, so that sentiment, I'll never forget your kindness. I'm actually going to stamp that in the inside of the card. Yeah, I'm going to stamp that in there. And we're just going to keep the scene on the front. Little bits of, I think that's glue. Hang on a minute. I'm going to get my glue eraser. Just take off that little bit of glue. Must have had some on my hands. There we go. Good. Okay. Bling. Blingy bling bling. Now we need to decide on some bling. But I don't want to take away from the scene too much either. So we don't want anything too... See, I think they're going to be too heavy. They're beautiful. I love these. They're beautiful, but I think the colours are a bit too not right for this one. Oh, here's an idea. What if I put some of these along the bottom, like little pebbles? That could work. The faux sea glass shapes. That could give us a little bit of something along there. Let's see. Oh yeah, that colour would work. Or, let's have a look. Have some little pebbles along the bottom. That could be good too. Or what do the clear ones look like? No, the clear ones don't show up enough on there. Yeah, I might do some of these, I think, along the bottom. So these are the sea glass shapes, but I think if I put them along here, they're kind of going to look a little bit like pebbles, and then that can be our bling. And we'll just put them, oops, I picked that one up? No, I missed it. And then also too, that will hide the joins in, and we don't have to put them all the way along. That'll can hide the joins in the grass, where I joined the grass up. Got one stuck to me. So if we just put them here and there and do like little groupings of them. Yeah, that's cute. And then that can be our blingy bling bling. Let's put some out at the edges too there, because we didn't have our grass going all the way to the edge, so we can just fill that up with some of these embellishments to make it look like they were meant to be. They were meant to be there. And just scatter them here and there. I've got plenty of them, so I may as well use them up, hey? That's why we buy all of our beautiful embellishments, isn't it? To use them, not to just keep them in their packets and look at them. There, how does that look? What if we put one on top here? There. How does that look? What do you think? And that way it just kind of fills it out a little bit more, doesn't it? And adds a little bit of texture as well. So there we go. Hey Amanda, how you going? Oh, Julie says, I love this card. How big is your sentiment? Could the elephant hold it instead of the flower? I don't think it'll fit on there actually, Julie. It's a really long sentiment. It's this one here, I'll never forget your kindness. If I hadn't have had the butterflies, it would have fit there, but I really wanted the butterflies because I think that they looked really nice. So I think I'm just going to stamp the sentiment on the inside and just not have a sentiment on the front. Just have that as, yeah, just as that. But do you know what I think I am going to do? I'm just going to add some little rhinestones in around those butterflies. I think they just need a little bit of something. Oh, or do I use the iridescent? I think I'm going to use the plain ones today. Yeah. I'll just use the plain ones. We've got a couple of small ones left in this pack, so let's use them up. Yep, this packet's nearly empty. And then I've got another packet. So let's just pop some of these down, because you know, can never have too much bling. Well, I think you can actually have too much bling, but I think you do need to be careful. You don't want to go too overboard, you know. But I do love my bling. And what if we popped one over here? There we go. All right, I think we are done. Except for my sentiment. I'm so scared to stamp this now live on here, in case I muck it up. But you know what? I'm going to stamp it. I think I'm going to stamp it in the Calypso Coral. Or, well, because we've got the Calypso Coral there on the front. How cute is that? And so if I stamp that there in the Calypso Coral, that will match in then, won't it? Let me just move my candle. This is my weight that's holding down my stand, because I've got my camera out a long way and my iPad on there, and gets a bit top heavy sometimes. So I always put a candle on the stand base, just to make sure that it's not going to topple over. All right, so I haven't used this stamp before, so I just want to check to see how straight it actually does stamp. Oh, that's pretty straight actually. All right, let's do it. Hold your breath, everybody, while I stamp my sentiment. I'm going to stamp it up a little bit higher than the center. Is it straight? I hope that's straight. Oh, yes, it worked. Yay. Oh, thank goodness. The pressure was on, everyone. The pressure was on. What I would have done is, if I had have mucked that up, what I would have done is I probably would have just cut another one of these completely and stamped it on there first, and then just whacked it over the top. There's always a workaround. So I'll just leave that to dry for a sec while I clean my stamp. I'm really happy with how this has turned out. It's so cute. There we go. So there's our card. Thank you all so much for all your suggestions, with your help for that. How adorable is that little scene? And then you open up to the sentiment. So you don't always need a sentiment on the front of your card, especially when it's something like this, like it's so busy. But yeah, you've got the sentiment as soon as you open it up. So how cute. What do you think? Did you like that? Megan says, Mandy, this is so super cute. Love it. Oh, thank you, Megan. I really love it too. As I said, I'm not usually one for super cutesy cards, but I think I'm becoming more and more liking them more and more. Yeah, and I do like these little ones. I think they're adorable. So Glenda says, love it. Thank you for sharing. You're welcome, Glenda. Thank you for joining me. It's so great to have you all joining me today. And remember too that if you were wanting the Stampin' Blends marker sheet, that you can do your color swatch with your Stampin' Blends, go to my friend Di Barnes' blog. Her blog is Diane Barnes, that's DianeBarnes.blogspot.com, and she's got this as a PDF printable that you can print off from her blog. So really helpful when you're colouring, to help you choose your colours. So there you go. Beryl says, beautiful card. Thanks, Beryl. I'm glad you like it. It's so super cute. Alrighty, so let me tip the camera back up so that I can say goodbye to you all face to face, and I will cover up my camera while I do that. And I've got a couple of reminders for you, so don't go anywhere just yet. Just bear with me for one moment while I do this. And let's get this. Oh, had that done up very tightly, so that was a little bit squeaky. There we go. All right. And we'll do a flip and a flip. And just bear with me while I adjust my lights. There we go. Okay, there we go. All right. Oh, all this talking, making my nose run. You know what I forgot to share with you as well? Look what I got last week. I got one of the beautiful Stampin' Up! In Color tumblers. I got the, I bought the Tahitian Tide, and I just love it. It's awesome, and it's got a great zipper lid with a open and close little latch on it, and with a rubber stopper. And it keeps your hot drinks really hot and your cold drinks really cold because it is insulated. In fact, I burnt my tongue twice already using this because my tea was that hot. So sometimes I have to leave the lid off it for a little while to let it cool down before I start to drink it, and then I put the lid back on. But it's great for keeping on your craft desk too, because it is, like, I won't give you 100% guarantee that it is spill proof, but it does have a rubber stopper around it, around the inside of the lid and on the closure. So if you did happen to bump it over, it's less likely to spill on your crafting projects. But these are available right now in the online store, and you can get them in the 5 different in colors. So this is the Tahitian Tide color, and they're sparkly. Can you see the sparkle? And they're kind of holographic a little bit too. They're really pretty, and such a big size. Look, that's I've got fairly little hands, but they're very, yeah, very big. My hand doesn't even, hang on. There we go. My hand doesn't even wrap around it. They're so big. So yes, I forgot to show you that before. But anyway, let me just remind you, well, hang on, let's just have another look at the card first, and then I'll remind you of the things that I needed to remind you. So let's open up our little card again. So super cute. I love this little fun fold. It's such an easy fun fold to create, but it's always so effective. And when people get it, I think when people get any type of fun fold card, it's always super special and they always love it. So yeah. But what I was wanting to remind you of was my prize. My prize pack that I've got for June. So this is, whoops, things are slipping in there. This is my prize pack that is available for all, my dies are slipping down. Oh, I'll have to hold them. For anyone shopping with me in my online store between now and the 30th of June, with every $50 you purchase, you will get 1 entry into my prize draw to win this awesome pack. Now this is all retired product, so I'll just put that out there so you know, but we have got a set of dies. We've got a stamp set, which is a 2-set stamp set. It's one actual stamp set, but it's spread across 2 cases. We've got 48 sheets of designer series paper, so it's an assortment pack. We've got an assortment of ribbons there, 1 meter each of all of these beautiful ribbons, and there's some, oh no, I was going to say there's some hiding, but yeah, so we've got all of these different ribbons and an embellishment pack there as well, and that is absolutely free for the winner of my beautiful customers who shop with me between now and the end of June. So you have to purchase at least $50 to get an entry, but for every $50 you purchase, you get an entry in the prize draw. And remember that tomorrow, Tuesday the 21st of June, we have got free shipping. So Stampin' Up! Has a free shipping promotion. So if you're shopping tomorrow, not only would you get a prize draw, an entry in my prize draw, but if you're purchasing over $65, you'll also get free shipping from Stampin' Up!, which is a great savings. And remember too that we've also got Last Chance and we've got BOGO. So you can put all of those together, with your free shipping if you're purchasing over $65, and you'll get an entry into my prize draw. And if you order over $75, I'll also give you my free thank you gift for this month, which is a 37 tutorial bundle from demonstrators from all around the world, including one from me, which is included in there. So that is everything that I have on offer for you for right now. So if you want to go to my online store, check it out. You can get to it two ways, either through my blog, which is mandyspapercraftcreations.blogspot.com, and then you'll click on the shop button at the top of the screen, or you can go to my website, which is mandywitherby.stampinup.net, and again, click on shop now and shop with me. And remember to use my June 2022 host code. There it is. So make sure you enter that before you go through to the register, or before you finish your purchase, okay? If you have any questions or you need any help with ordering, with products, anything like that, feel free to get in contact with me. Sorry, my nose is gonna run again. My allergies. How's everyone's allergies been going with all this weather change? Is it just me? I'm not unwell, I'm totally fine. So lots of exciting things happening. So I hope you all have a great week. Let me just catch up on some comments. Oh, Glenda said she also loves the piggies. Yes, that's another cute stamp set, and actually this fun fold card would work well with those as well, Glenda. I don't have the piggies, but yeah, if you do make this card, if you make this card or you make a rendition of this card, I would love to see it. Feel free to send me your photos. You can send them to me via Messenger, or you can send them to me via email at mandyspapercraftcreations@gmail.com. I'd love to see them. I'd love to see what you've been creating. Oh, Glenda said with her Stampin' Up mug, she actually has accidentally upended her. Oh, she has upended hers to see if it leaks, but she didn't have leaks. Great. That's good. They're a great mug. That's my favorite mug at the moment that I have, because I've got a lot of those other thermal ones and things like that, but often they don't seal well. I've got other ones that have got like twisty tops. I use them too, but this one for having on my desk is perfect. So yeah. Oh, Beryl says, thank you for your live this afternoon. You're welcome, Beryl. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm glad that you were able to be here today. I love crafting with friends. I love having you all along. So yeah, well, I will let you all go because I just realized the time. Thank you all so much for those of you who have stuck with me through the whole live today. It was a long one, but I think it was worth it because I think our card that we created was pretty cute. So yeah, have a great week, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you again next Monday at 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Time. And until then, happy crafting. Bye.